Hey everyone, good morning. Parshat Vayikra. This is the parsha of the karbanos, the sacrifices. Hard to understand, hard to connect to, hard to relate to, not relevant today in a practical way. What is this Torah portion here to teach us? Well, the word karban, which is typically translated as offering or sacrifice, has a meaning, the definite translation of the word, and it comes from the word karov, to be close. And we have to understand what this whole sacrificial business was actually all about. It was about coming close to God. Now, that's very lofty. What does it mean to come close to God? The way you come close to God is very simple. You have to do things to come close to God. So think about, what does it mean to be close to another person? If you want to be close to another person, you have to do certain things in the relationship. You have to share, you have to listen, you have to sacrifice some things, you have to be willing to compromise, you have to care about what the other person actually wants. And that is exactly how it works in our relationship with God, that we have to be willing to compromise and to give up on certain things for God. So for instance, God says, I don't want you to eat pork or shellfish. Now let's say you say to God, listen, God, it's kind of hard, or I just don't really personally find that meaningful or relevant. That's okay. You have free will. You can do that. But then you're not going to be very close to God. So if you think about it, what animal sacrifice was in the olden days is basically they took their most precious currency and they donated it to God. It's when you stick your hand deep in your pocket and you find something that really matters to you and you say, God, I want you to have this. I want this to be my contribution to our relationship. So if we want this Torah portion to be meaningful, we have to ask ourselves, what is that thing for me? What is the thing that I care about, that I value, that I like? Is it my time? So can I share some of my time with God, either in prayer or acts of kindness or volunteerism? Maybe it's your money that's really precious to you. Well, then can you stick your hand in your pocket and donate some money for the purpose of a godly relationship, to a godly cause, or something that is a mitzvah? Or for some people, it's your ideas or your resources or your heart or your love. Whatever it is that you have, you can share it, contribute it to your relationship with God. And even if you don't really know what a relationship with God feels like, that's okay, because the Torah is very practical. The Torah doesn't just give us these abstract, nebulous feelings. The Torah tells us specific actions that we should do in order to arrive at those feelings. So basically what this whole Torah portion is telling us is that if you want to be connected to something divine in this world, then you should take something that matters to you and contribute it to something godly. Shabbat Shalom.